Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jesse, and it's time for another Wednesday comic book review. Now, as I said in my last video, I do have a change of location, but this will be the last time before returning to my normal filming spot for the next Saturday video. Yeah. Anyways, for this video, I'm going to be reviewing this comic book right here. It's one of my Marvel team-ups. It is Marvel Team Up, Spider-Man, and the Beast taking on the Griffin. Alright, let's get started. Marvel Team Up, number 38, 1975, featuring the Beast and Spider-Man, or vice versa, depending on how you want to look at it, fighting the Griffin. Now, this is an older comic book, so we want to deal with this when we care, so we'll try and not keep this one out of the packaging for too long. We see a wet and weary Spider-Man web-slinging onto his way home, and he is annoyed at the weatherman for predicting clear skies. All of a sudden, Spider-Man is alerted by his spider senses, and he looks around wondering where danger can be coming from. As he happens to glance behind him, he sees a man falling from the sky. He changes his trajectory to swing in and save the man, and his web line snaps. He fires a line and misses the first side of the building. As he's falling faster and faster, he wonders where he might be able to get a web line to, and then he sees a smokestack from a boat that he is vastly approaching while falling out of the sky. Spider-Man is able to web the smokestack of the boat, but at the speed of which they're following and the angle of trajectory sends him crashing into the side of the boat. He does angle his body so that he takes the brunt of the impact. As him and the unconscious man fall into the water, they stay under for what stretches into minutes. He finally comes up for air, and he drags himself and the unconscious man over to the pier. As he is attempting to climb out, a blue hand is extended to him, and he finds out it is the Beast who helps him onto the pier. After a few witty retorts, which is the Beast and Spider-Man are known to do in each other's company, Spider-Man casually mentions that he is an Avenger, and Beast says that he is, and he's answering a distress call. And then the unconscious man wearily wakes up and says that you need to stop him before he kills again, and says the name of who the Griffin is. He explains that he is a surgeon and he is responsible for the creation of the Griffin. The Beast and Angel have both fought him before. He was caged, but he has escaped from jail. The surgeon goes on to say that the Griffin found him just recently, hoisted him up into the air, and dropped him from an incredible height, which is where the web slinger came in. The Beast and Spider-Man both realize that the man had died from either the fright or injuries. As they turn around because a voice from the sky has caught their attention, and they see it is the Griffin, and he is zooming in towards our heroes with a bunch of seagulls joining in for the attack along with the Griffin. As our two heroes attempt to fight off the seagulls, Beast notices an opening and charges in and grabs the Griffin. After a little bit of a tussle, the Griffin is able to use his tail to knock the Beast into the water. Spider-Man notices this and leaps from the pier and lands on the Griffin's back as they attempt to do battle. Spider-Man lands a couple of punches, which annoys the Griffin. Beast, noticing what is going on, leaps out of the water but comes up short and just misses the two. Spider-Man, making his quips as he always does, is fighting the Griffin high over the Brooklyn Bridge, and the Beast is jumping through the streets trying to catch up to the two. The Griffin happens to use his tail to grab Spider-Man, knocks him off, and sends him plummeting to his doom. Spider-Man is able to web the bridge and land safely instead of, hurting himself this time. Spider-Man gets momentarily distracted by the noise and sees that the New Yorkers are complaining that he has held up traffic for some considerable distance. At this time, the Beast happens to catch up with him as they notice that the Griffin is coming in for one final attack. the Beast and Spider-Man leap up to one of the big supporting cables of the bridge and get into perfect position to land a 1-2 punch on the Griffin, hitting him with such force it knocks him backwards and down to the ground. Beast and Spider-Man descend from the large cable wires while making their snappy retorts that they are known for. At that time, a police officer thanks them for subduing the Griffin for them. They said that we weren't subduing him for anyone in particular, we just couldn't let anybody else deal with him. At this time, the rain seems to stop, but an old lady comes over and says, "Officer, I want these ruffians," as she calls them, dealt with for holding up the traffic. The driver interjects and says, "Madam, it is not their fault, it is my fault for not replacing the damaged tire." She fires the driver and then tells him, "I want you to take me home." Spider-Man webs her feet to the ground while the Beast compliments him, and they both swing away. And she says, "Help me out of this," and the driver says, "Well, I can't. You just fired me." And thus ends the comic. Now, to give this comic book, to do the review, I particularly like this story because I always like it when Beast and Spider-Man team up. They're both geniuses, and they're both smart Alex. So you get a lot of quips and snappy banter the whole time. The only thing I don't like about the comic books from the 70s is all the ads that are inside of them. But if I was going to rate this, I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Spider-Man and the Beast taking on the Griffin. Neither of them can fly, taking down a villain who can. That's always a-okay. The joke at the very end of the comic book, not really needed. Ma'am, it's our fault that the traffic is backed up. Anyways, 4 out of 5 stars. That's what I give this Marvel team up. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I enjoy making them. If you did like it, go ahead and give that like button a click. If you'd like to see all the comic book reviews that I do and see all my other videos, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. What I'm going to be doing for the rest of the month of August is I'm going to be doing the Avengers expose. So along with my Avengers Saturday videos for the month of August, I'm also going to be reviewing some of my older Avenger comic books too. So my Wednesday and my Saturday videos is going to be all Avengers for the month of August. And I hope you're watching and I hope you enjoy all that. As I said, it's Wednesdays, so I don't do any credits. And unfortunately, there's no Twinkie ad in this video or Hostess cake, so there's no treat this time. But I hope you stay tuned to the next videos, and I'll see y'all.